am so excited to have my Sketchbook Revival done. This spine has moved a little bit, but I got it finished on Sunday in just the nick of time, so I wanted to do a quick flip through. So some of the pages, obviously, I like more than others. I was really happy with how these poppies turned out. That was a really fun one. I also had my 11-year-old join me. Didn't love that one, but Car encouraged me there could be something there. Then there's, I feel like these are little flips. They are. I'm trying to remember what each class was. So got just some multimedia stuff. This one sticks. I loved this one. I actually really like this section here where the different contours overlap. This was a really fun class to do. Super fun adding in painting and stuff, really encouraging. I hate that one, so I'm not going to show you a lot of it. It's a gouache cat. Brush markers, again, didn't love it. This is one that I did when I was in Sydney. I did use crayons instead of pencils because that's what would fit in my pouch. So I feel like the exercise would be more useful in pencil, but it was still fun to play around and build out a page and play with different color combinations. We've got modern bouquet collage. That was fun. I've got a bit of film in there and some recipe that I've printed off previously, so that's fun to add some personal touches to that. Zen tangling with some liquid watercolors, which I actually used Dilution stains and just with a dropper and got a couple of drops and popped in there. Colouring with watercolour. I also included, so this was a printout and I printed directly onto watercolour paper, and then in one corner I was mixing up different greys that I would use for that elephant, and so I just included those there just for future reference. Mark making with sticks and stuff was super fun. I really like how these trees turned out. I actually think that's really, really cool. Sketching landscapes was a lot of great exercises to learn something. Cut out couture, didn't necessarily love so much, but again, it was fun. I skipped ahead and did this one in Sydney as well because I took my watercolors with me. This was fun drawing this butterfly. My biggest problem is some of the crayons that I used were actually oil pastels, which is why I've got this little flap here trying to protect the other page a little bit. But as you can see, some of these lines here have transferred. So it's a beautiful medium. I love it. It's super fun to work with, but yeah, it's messy. Something I'll have to work on. Upside down thumbnails, so I cut out from Frankie and my sketch. I was really happy with how this one came up as well with the perspective. Something's a little bit sticky here, which is going to disappoint me because this is, oh goodness. This is actually one of my favorite pages and it's just, oh my gosh, completely stuck, which is a shame. Oh no. Bummer. That's the rest of that paper there. So this was a gouache still life, and something I'm still learning with gouache is that even when you think it's dry, it's not, which is what's happened here. But I really loved tip-ins, so that's actually on an envelope there. This kind of multimedia stuff is right up my alley. Fabric, film, yarn, lace stitching, more yarn, jelly prints, books. I just love it. I'm so happy with how that one turned out. Sketching, I've actually got the wrong title up there because I picked the wrong video. I had 2 or 3 tabs open. Creating characters. I have mixed feelings about drawing tiny worlds. It's something that I feel like I would like to go back and revisit. The style of the original piece that the artist shared is very different, and how she works is very different to how I work, which is, you know, normal when you're dealing with artists. But I feel like my base work wasn't particularly well suited. So I might revisit it, I might not, but I do like that little house kind of peeking in there. Daisy chain, didn't love that class. As you can see, I didn't really finish it, but I was also running out of time. Another collage class, which was fun. I quite enjoyed that. It's all a bit of a mix of collage papers I made for the class, some scrapbooking papers, some jelly prints, magazines, bits and pieces. This was like a Zen class. I can't even remember what it was called. That's some words that have been on my mind. There was the dot class. I didn't really have a great combination of Posca pens for this class, but you know, it was a bit of fun sitting and dotting. And then for the second last class was sustainability in art, which was a bit of fun. And I created this little character here who looks a little bit derpy. and I miscounted my pages, so that's intentionally blank. And this was from the travel tokens class. It's actually based on a photo that I took when I was in Sydney, and once again I kind of misunderstood the brief when they said to bring a travel photo. So I ended up with that, which was nothing like the class, but I was actually really happy with that because I feel like I had a really good handle on the scale and the perspective of that. So yes, that's my hands with my knitting. And that's the end of my book. The journal was really fun. It was one of the pre-classes. Obviously it's moved a little bit. It's all very full, but it was a wonderful 2 weeks with lots of learning, and I'm super excited to have a finished journal.